All right, we're live, by the way. We're live. We're live. I wonder if we have
Don't
any.
swear.
Don't you can? Well, it is marked as family friendly. I can take that off though.
No.
I just left the filter on for this morning's Mario Maker stream.
I can usually control myself. Depends on what game I'm playing.
Can you though? Okay, no, we're live. So let me. Our bitrate is crappy. We'll just see how we do. We'll see how we do. For everyone watching, I see that's what that's what I was concerned with Zoom, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, everybody, I just mute Twitch.
Oh, are they just saying? How do they do that?
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear the sound. The sound will be there though. I do have it working so that if you have sound in your game, it will be coming through. Yeah, you can mute Twitch and then realize everyone, you're going to have a lag too. So you're going to have like a 10-second lag in the gameplay, but we do our best. I'll be seeing everything in real time. So, and that's all that really matters, right? Is that I see everything correctly.
Right.
Because I don't know. I'm joking, but.
So by the way, I did just put all the grades in Canvas for everybody that did their sprint peer reviews. There were a few people who did not. Enough said.
We're not talking grades on Twitch.
Nope.
So you're all doing awesome. Because you're all amazing. Okay, so let me get this started. I just wanted to wait until everyone was kind of here. Wait, I don't know if Twitch is weird. Is everybody watching on Twitch? It says I have 0 viewers, but it has been weird lately.
It just is your list of games. Is that all you have up?
Yeah, that's all I have right now.
Yeah.
All right. I am Night Fury. Says I am here. That's great. Thanks for being here. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. So first off, yeah, for anyone who might be stumbling upon this channel, we're playing some of the cohort 11 one semester graduate game builds, and they are, how far along is everybody in this now?
This is the start of the third sprint. Right?
Third sprint, so we're about 4 weeks in essentially in the game development. All right. C, does that mean yes in Spanish? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's about all I can. After almost a year of learning Spanish, that's about all I can say with confidence.
And in case anyone didn't notice, this is very informal. So anybody watching, the little razor pitch is our students do a sprint review every 2 weeks where they talk about the progress of their video game. And then after that sprint, which is today, Corinne and I play the games to give feedback and just talk with the developers about their game. This is also another opportunity to show the games off to the public. So anyone who is not in the class who gets a chance to check them out, please feel free to ask questions about the game. They are all in progress, meaning that they are very early in development. So we can expect bugs, we can expect issues, very much still in the prototype kind of exploration stage. So this is a fun eye for anyone looking to get into the game industry to check out how games are really made. Okay, so with that said, we're going to get started. One of my students says that watching Gabe talk while watching him drink water on Twitch makes it feel like we're inside his head. Someone said the lag is much more serious than I imagined. Yeah, there is a bit of a lag. That's one of the toss-ups. We could play games on Zoom, but then it's so choppy it's unwatchable. So it's the toss-up we have. Okay, so let's check out the February 22 build of a game called Float Island.
That's me typing, sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, Float Island. Here we go. So, are any of the developers online from Float Island? Let's hear a razor pitch of what your game is. You can hop right into Zoom.
Oops. Sorry. Let me. Video setting. Okay. So here's our page, right? Oh God.
You're good. You're good. We'll start playing while you talk. This looks like so much progress from the last time I've seen it.
Okay. Good.
And for everyone watching, I noticed Evolve has a one-page doc that they included, so I'll show, if you include a one-page doc, that's very helpful because I can show that before we play the game, kind of give anyone looking a heads up of what to expect for the gameplay, and then we can just jump right into it. But the one-page pitch, the floating game is...
Can I just send you the one page?
You can, but I won't be able to get it.
Oh, okay. Then I just say myself. Is it okay if I just talk now?
Yes, just talk.
Okay. So the Float Island is a roguelike tower defense game where players utilize elements to place and upgrade towers to defend against incoming waves of enemies.
Awesome. So I'm going to try and figure this out without you telling me anything. I can see these little spheres with health bars. That indicates enemies. I love that you're starting to get some UI in here. So I have different kind of damage types over here. So those are kind of like my one-off little weapons. These are the looks like we have some machine guns, a scary machine gun, and a big Star Wars turret here. Attack, frequency, range, hit points, and weight. Okay, and I'm going to try and... I can't zoom this up. Hold right mouse button. Okay, right mouse button, use WASD to navigate. Is that going to be, I'm assuming that's just for now. Space to switch between placing node and removing node. Okay, and click on the tower UI to place a tower. So I'm going to click on the tower UI. They all say 0, but I'm going to try and place some anyway. No, I cannot. Wait, I did. I placed one. Okay, that's cool. Placed another one over there. It's shooting.
Have you guys settled on a camera angle?
Not yet.
Okay.
So if you hold right mouse button, you should be able to move around with WSAD.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So just looking at camera angles, it's really... I think it'd be really hard to have to navigate your camera and play a tower defense game. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe there's some other ones where you do. But I think you want to pick like the perfect like camera angle for the play space, like something maybe like this, to where that I can still see where I can place everything, but I can still see when the island starts to sink. I'm going to try and place some more of these down. So,
you know, I have seen some games that let you... like you do have a top down as you place your towers and then you hit play and then things move around, but I don't know what that does for you in the long run.
I see. So currently there are two things we haven't explained yet. One is once your relic is destroyed, the game ends. It's like all the enemy cannot find a target to move to, so like they freeze. And other thing is we cannot place down the towers on the ramp or any...
Oh, I cannot place them on the ramp.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the red, blue? What is the color differentiation?
Oh, there are different levels.
Yeah, height.
Like the height difference.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we're in playtesting, like if we use the same color, it's really hard to tell like which layer is with each layer. So we use color to indicate for now.
Okay, so I just removed all my enemies. Is there a way to reset the game so the enemies... Are the enemies supposed to be kind of coming up the ramp, or...?
Yeah, they are supposed to come up. There should be a restart button showing up if your relic is destroyed, but apparently there's a bug that it's not showing up.
Okay.
So
I'm going to use...
if you restart...
Yeah. I know. So it looks like a lot has come into play. I think a lot of it now is kind of, oh, there's my relic. Okay. Is the readability. And it looks like the game just starts automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I think personally that you want to, you want to adjust the camera for me, because that makes it rough. Like, and then it just immediately starts, which is fine. And you could even do like a 3, 2, 1 countdown. I think would be pretty quick to implement. So I'm gonna try now to destroy. You can't put them on the. So who's okay? They're shooting at ones from behind, lobbing them. Okay, I feel like I'm doing pretty good now.
I don't know what my problem is, but those ginormous red health bars are so distracting to me. It's like I almost can't see anything else.
Right. I guess they could be much smaller, right?
Yeah, so they are just rough right now.
I know they are, but it's just like I can't even see.
No. Yeah, they're fine.
It's not you, it's me.
So every time, I click on one of those every time. So right now you haven't gotten like it implemented. So I'm not sure. So it seemed like it took a while for my island to start syncing. So I'm not getting the one-to-one like messaging in my brain for like when I'm getting punished for placing too many turrets. And it seems
we have the weight indicator that tell you when you're gonna sync, when you're gonna
UI.
Yeah, I think that's one of the kind of the big issues to resolve early on.
Yeah.
Is like how visually what kind of feedback you're going to give me, so I know that I put too much pressure on this. And then even when I removed them, and I'm not sure why things stopped. Place mode.
I think all enemies are killed right now.
Oh, I killed them all. Good for me. Okay, so I'm hitting spacebar. I should be able to remove these, right?
Yep.
Oh, there they go. So, and then when you remove them, I notice like the island doesn't start coming up. Does it come back up when you remove them?
Should be.
Okay.
There might be some bugs.
See, now it is, and it's like, huh.
So I have just a couple quick things. So you guys are talking, I mean, you're calling this floating island, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that I think this happens really frequently in game development, is like you guys are really working on all of the technical mechanics of this, but I think you're missing one of the fun things, which is, and I think that's what Gabe is alluding to, is that we can't tell fast enough that the island is floating or sinking. And I think that's actually one of the most fun parts about the pitch of this game, is like, oh my gosh, I'm putting too much stuff on here. And so I know that that's a technical hurdle at this point. My advice is that you guys should maybe turn your attentions this sprint to really making that look smooth, understandable. You know, I would like it if there wasn't a UI, but it was just like maybe your tutorial level, you put one on there, you pick the wrong one and it syncs, you know, so we get it really quickly. I think UI can really distract players.
Got it.
Yeah. Just I know somebody said they had some issues with the Zoom. Hopefully the audio is a little bit louder for anyone listening at home. If you could let me know. So I think we mentioned this before. This has really come a long way, and I'm really excited for it. I have no doubt you guys will nail the tower defense side of this, because that's you can riff off of stuff that's already been done.
100%.
I would say, just like to echo kind of what Corinne said, is the thing that we're unsure about that really needs to be tested is making it fun for this island to go up and down, and making it super readable and like one-to-one, like the action. Because tower defenses, they're moving really quickly, and you're kind of quickly making these decisions. Right now, much like the lag that you're seeing in Twitch, is the same lag I'm seeing in the game, where I'm placing something and then I'm waiting like 10, 15 seconds to wonder if it really had an effect or not. So I think if your team can kind of focus, at least take a few cycles and say, okay, how can we make a new pass on the raising and lowering to make it, what feels good about that? And maybe you guys have an answer for that right now, but I'm not 100% sure yet, right? So that was something I would work on. I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's not fun yet right now in the game. But I think you're getting there. Snugglepup, someone from the chat asked, so I'm wondering from a functional perspective what the difference is between the island's weight threshold versus just limiting construction resources. I wonder if you can take advantage of the floating aspect in other ways, like maybe you can construct sails that allow your island to move on the map. Just throwing out. I think that's a great idea, and because they just mentioned that, if you had like a main kind of island with the pathways, what if other sections of the island like sunk down and you lost that section? And it fell down in tiers instead of one whole thing. I don't know. Really, there's a lot to play with here. A lot to play with, and I think it's really cool.
And it's early, so we know, we have every confidence that you guys are going to figure this out. So,
yeah.
I just think if you're going to call this floating island, floating has to be way more front loaded on how it feels. I mean, you can change the name. It could be Sinking Island, but I also I want you to recognize that part of what was really fun, even at that very, very first pass that you guys did with your prototype, the idea of us putting our towers on there and then it sinking was so visceral. Like tower defense isn't normally super visceral, but your idea is, and so I think you need to I want to feel it in my stomach,
Very cool.
Yep. Thanks so much for the feedbacks.
Yeah, awesome. Great progress on this. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Great job, everybody. Really.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay.
Why do I hate that saying so much?
I don't know. Archer Zero just asked, and that's a great question. Do enemies weigh anything?
Nope.
They should all be sails. So when you guys remember the visual language has to make sense, right? So they should be like clouds or something. I mean, I know that you guys are looking at those robots as just placeholders, but think about it. Think about the magic.
Evil clouds. I like the idea of them floating, like if the islands go down. Okay, so who was next? I should have put these... Here, let me delete some of this. So that was February 22, right?
Yeah, you guys and the naming conventions. You're killing game.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Dismember, you are up next. And I should just make a new folder for you so that it's not... And then I can reuse these folders every week. Magic.
Woo!
It's computer magic, my friends. All right. Dismember, here we go. Is anyone from Team Dismember here?
Hello?
Hey, would you like to give us a pitch?
Yeah. So Dismember is a game where you cut off your enemy's limb and put it on yourself to use against your enemies.
It just makes sense, right?
I hope it does.
In some world.
Okay. So this is... Okay. Controller based? Is this... Can I use a controller?
Yeah, you should definitely use a controller.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay.
I don't know if you guys are sticking with this, but I like that the enemies are really big compared to the player, because that will be hilarious if you lop off an arm and it's gigantic and you have to kind of that's an animation problem, right? But it's if you're leaning over and you can't walk as fast or something. I think it's funny. That's an animation.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So I'm looking at this. So move is left stick, got it. Camera right stick, got it. R3 locks you on permanently, you have to tap it again to unlock it. Okay. L right one is switch targets. Okay. And then that locks on. So R2 and L2 attach the arms. So I need some arms. They're not attaching.
So
there are arms on the ground. If you go look at it, it will highlight itself.
Yeah.
So you can attach.
It's not.
There's a student standing in front of my door. That's new.
X.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Hold square.
I'll be right back.
And press.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, how many arms can I have? Oh, wait, I lost it. So how do I attack?
L2 for left hand and R2 for right hand.
Okay.
You can have 2 arms at the same time.
Yeah, it's not working for me. That's awesome.
You have to look at the arm and it will turn orange.
Oh,
X,
okay.
And then press. The
Okay, so I've got my 2 arms, right? Okay.
No, you only have one.
No, well, you're not.
You don't have the left one.
You've got a lag.
Yeah, there's some lag.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so I've got these dudes chasing me, right? So do I have to target? I have to target? Okay.
Yeah, just click down. Or you can use the left and right buttons, not the triggers, but the buttons to switch between targets.
Okay, so that was a leg. Can I... Oh, wait, you have to hold... So there's a lot... This is... Okay, did that just put a leg on me?
No, we don't have
legs
right now.
Okay, but you can use their legs as weapons?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
No, at this point, all of them is arms.
Okay. So they just shot out a bunch of arms. And these are all arms and legs sitting around.
Yep.
Okay, are these prototype, these black orbs, are those for testing?
Yeah, those are all like target tests.
Okay.
If you want to start over, you can jump into the pit.
So answer me. So I've got these arms on, right? What? So I'm tapping left, and he kind of holds it up in dab position. What? So intuitively, I think like I should be able to press him, and he should swing to like attack, right? But it's not doing that. Is there something wrong, or is that how it should be?
I think that's the attack animation right now. If you try holding left trigger, it depends on which arm you have on.
Try to go back to put the left arm, put the arm with the circle on your left arm. That should be a machine gun.
Oh, okay.
This is looking good, guys.
Oh, what? Oh, I lost my machine gun now. Okay. First of all, this is looking good. I can see huge progress, and I have no doubt. I love that messed up animation. I have no doubt if you guys played it that you would be able to show me exactly how to do it, but it's not doing what I think it should do, and that frustrates poor old Gabe.
Oh my gosh. Some of that is
Okay,
hilarious.
so you're saying restart and go down the pit?
Yeah. If you go down the pit, you
Okay.
restart the game.
Are you guys having fun when you play this? Does it feel fun because you know what is supposed to be happening? Not yet. Fair.
So what's the funnest part? The twins take on the stream say looks like a super fun concept. I agree, twins take. Okay, I'm having an issue there. So I actually had to do some fancy control work. I had to hold down X with my thumb, then use the corner of my thumb to push down on the D-pad to get the camera to highlight the arm, and then push the right trigger with my left index finger.
That's because you're locked on to.
Oh, because I was locked. Okay.
You see the white dot that shows what limb you're locked onto. If you're locked
Yeah. So hopefully you see what I'm getting at here, though.
Yeah, the controls are hard.
It's super complicated. It's not that it's not awesome. Okay, so I do know how to get my 2 arms. Like, honestly, I don't know how you would do this, but I just want to walk up to the arms and just push LR or L. I don't know why I have to hold down X and then do something. That is very confusing and unintuitive to me. It seems like I should, if you teach me. And right off the bat, honestly, like my regular arms, left and right trigger and left trigger and right trigger should just swing like it's an attack with my regular arms. That teaches me as a player that when I hit LR and right trigger and left trigger, I attack, right? And what you could do, I don't know how to. I understand why you're pushing the X down, so that's to make sure you're not attacking and accidentally grabbing new arms and limbs, but but there may be some give and take there where you tune that so that you know, you will, if you're next to something, you're going to grab the other one, or when you throw something down, you don't pick it back up again and it disappears. I would lean on gamifying it that way more rather than overcomplicating the controls. And that's just me. I'm just a simple gamer with simple tastes.
Sure, Gabe. I think locking on, is that a programming workaround for something? Because I can't stand locking onto things, even in like games that have cost $100 million to do.
Well, then you could maybe make it optional. Like when you hold down lock, it's on. Right now, the fact that I have to toggle it on and off, which works for this stuff, but it makes it unintuitive. I mean, Breath of the Wild does it right, but I actually I'm kind of Team Corinne. I rarely lock on unless it's a really hard boss fight and it kind of requires it.
I hate it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it can help you in very, very specific situations, but like I always think about, like, I'm going to lock in and it's just going to auto shoot that thing for me. Maybe that'll help, but not, I don't know. Anyway, that's why I was wondering, is this a programming helper? Because if it is, let's work on finding something to help you another way.
It's not really a helper. It's to target specific limbs to dismember.
I see.
Do you have any plans for jump?
Oh,
not right now.
Wait, Gabe, that makes Gabe Campbell. That makes me wonder, are you guys thinking that there are going to be multiple limbs that you can, like, can you just have one kind of thing from each mob to take?
Currently, you can dismember both arms, both legs, and the head also.
Oh my gosh, so you're going full on Monty Python. Okay.
Yeah, I actually think that's silly and awesome.
Well, I guess it just depends if it's fun or not.
Boop. So I love what you've done. My advice would be to see how you can simplify. And I think if this were a game where we had more time to find the fun, then we would maybe try some of these avenues a little bit more. I think this may have gone a little bit more complicated this sprint than less complicated, and it creates a little bit more confusing gameplay. No, the thing is, like, I don't want to come across like this is a bad thing. This is the step you take. It's actually good to go too far and rein it back than not far enough. But, and this is just me, and take it for what it's worth. I just want like a few mapped buttons that I know exactly what to do, and I can go just start lopping the appendages off these.
Yeah.
Like you have this visual thing where I don't even know about aiming the camera right at these. Like, is there any way you can just have it be proximity based for these? So I don't have to aim the camera, and I can just rapidly grab these, go attack somebody. Like right now, like put me in the middle of for a playtest this week, put me in the middle of this room and just put a couple arms, or just start spawning in enemies to come in after me and teach me how to fight them. I just want to fight and battle and find out how the mechanic works.
Yeah, I think we need more mayhem. It's got to be funny and fun, and so it's got to escalate quickly and be silly and quick.
Part of it might be a bad idea, but part of the idea with the look at is that you can pick them up from really far away. So if you look at one, I think it's like
like that
units. I'm not sure. I can't see it yet.
So I'm picking them up from far away. I think that's cool, but I don't. So what if you did both? Like, what if by proximity I could just pick it up, and then for the elite player you could target and lock onto him with a reticule, right?
Yeah, I guess we were like, because if you dismember somebody and there's like 4 limbs on the ground and they're all really close, then how do you know which one you pick up? I don't know. It was kind of a hard problem actually to think about how to target the limb you want.
No, it is, and those are the puzzles, right? That's the give and take.
I mean, it would be kind of funny though if you walked if it was proximity, it just kind of locks on. Like I can see that, you'd end up with a leg on your arm instead of that could be funny.
So one of the things is what if you could only use them for a short amount of time too. So you grab the wrong one and you hurry and bash someone with it, kind of like a stick in Breath of the Wild. Now you have to grab another one. So I think that's one workaround around it is like you want a lot of limbs because they don't last as long as you'd like them to.
And I think narratively that it runs out of energy or something. So why would you want to keep it? So, because these are robots, right? So, there's some help in that narrative, I think.
Yep. Pancake robot, come and get them while they're hot.
Good job, though. It's looking good. I know
it is looking good.
A real puzzle.
Now, these are the fun, really the hard parts of game design, to be honest. And it because you're making something unique and new, you have to find what that balance is between complexity of controls and maybe not getting everything you want out of like making like those distances and that kind of thing. But I dig it. Really good job, everybody. Find the fun this week. I know you can do it. All right, we'll move on to the next round. We have Evolve.
I don't know about you guys, but I am just digging this so much. I love doing this.
Oh, it's super fun. Okay, we're going to check out your spreadsheet. Okay, here we go. Does anybody from Evolve want to hop in? So let's see. So there are some...
Connor and I are here.
All right. Connor, what's up with Evolve?
Well, I can go ahead and get started with the Razor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially Evolve is a third-person sort of character builder game where the player is tasked with collecting different body parts, which are portrayed as traits in the game. And these traits have different abilities that impact combat, their size, their ability to resist weather or terrain. And so it's a really interesting sort of gameplay where the player is constantly adapting their creature to overcome different obstacles and eventually become sort of the apex creature in the game. So right now we have about 10 or so traits implemented in the game for the player to collect and apply. We're still working on sort of the process of unlocking them and earning points to spend on them. But right now we think we have a really solid tech demo that sort of shows how we imagine or how we envision the player sort of growing up their creature, developing their abilities, and experiencing combat through the different traits they collect.
Very cool. Okay, let's check out the game. And is this mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, this is MKB.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can also sort of chime and say that a lot of what we focused on last sprint was sort of the aesthetic side of things, everything from sort of like the ludonarrative side of how we're making sense of your creature evolving and getting different parts, as well as some actual aesthetics such as modeling, rigging, textures. Our artists have done a great job so far this sprint on really sort of sizing up what the game is going to look like in its end state.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd add really quick, sorry, Gabe, you can get going. But
no, you're good.
So a lot of the engineers are rebuilding the back end. So while Will's right, we have all these traits built out. Right now, what you're seeing is pretty similar to what we had last week, mostly because we literally rebuilt a lot of the back end so that we can
that's a good point.
Moving quickly.
That's awesome. So I'm just as usual for Corinne and I, we are just kind of just trying to say as much as we can during this time. So it's kind of like the open thought thing. So immediately I'm thinking this is a more complex animal than I've seen before, obviously because it was a prototype and it was just a sphere. But now I'm feeling like immediately like I'm already in an evolved state. I'm not sure if that's like with like Spore and other games, I think about starting as like a cell structure and then building my way up. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we actually have a simpler base model than what you're seeing right now. So the cool thing about our system with both our engineers and what our artists have done is that everything is modular. So we can take stuff apart, we can put stuff together. And that's something we're going to look at if we need to make the base model simpler than it already is. We do plan on just having like a basic quadruped to start with. That's sort of the idea right now. But that can always change if we want to make it simpler or even more complex.
So
yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to stick with evolving, I mean, you kind of have to start with a single cell organism, right?
Right.
No, but as far as like
You can have
game,
big jumps forward.
yeah.
Sorry,
No, you're fine. No, as far as like a game, like what we expect to, you should be working on the tutorial here. So I think if you have these sections where we're quickly cycling through the abilities, that's fine if that's what it is, because you do want to start from the middle. So, I mean, just think about how this could devolve or how you would pace the gameplay right now. So the abilities are mapped to 1, 2, 3, and 4. What are your thoughts there with like taking you off of WSD, like not using like the mouse wheel or a click instead for the weapons? What's the thought there?
Right. So I think that would become a lot easier for the player once we have like actual visual indicators on the screen showing what their different abilities are. Like right now, I agree, it kind of feels a little nebulous. But we do think it's definitely manageable to have WASD alongside 1, 2, 3, 4 for your abilities.
Okay.
But also that depends on how combat evolves, and if it gets more fast-paced, that's something that we definitely go back and reconsider.
So he just turned into a ball of meat, but I can't collect it.
If you press E, I think if you press E, you should be able to collect.
So everything else I just walked into, and that one I have to press E. I think a lot. Oh, he's got like clawed feet now. This is awesome. I think always remember like the readability and how intuitive that is. I mean, if you press E to eat, I would ask the question why. What's the reasoning behind having the player press the button for that? Just out of curiosity.
That's definitely like from a prior build. We're definitely still exploring all of the mappings. So
Perfect.
to answer your earlier question, yeah, I don't think we're definitely tied to the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a mistake. If you think about it, then you're asking your player to play like this, stacked over.
It works for me because I have number bound mouse, so I'm using my mouse. But I totally hear you. It's hard to move.
Well, I think that if you want to stick with numbers, just 7, 8, 9, and 0 is fine, right? So it's less awkward.
Yeah.
So I just realized too that I haven't done anything with the mouse yet. So maybe that's a good thing, because maybe this is something you want mapped to a controller, right? So that you could use buttons instead for the eating or whatever you want to do. I think just one of the things you could try with prototyping right now is when I come up with into proximity right now, just handhold the player a little bit, have that red orb like have a light above it when you're next to it, and say E or say something to indicate that you have to do that. So those, even in this early stages, it's not bad to have those readability things kind of pushed in there. This is awesome.
I really think the glowing horns and like that's a very readable and really good addition. So good job.
A port to the level design map. This is cool. So what's going on? Early assembly station art where characters are built. This is cool. I dig that.
Yeah, so this is just a level to show what some of our artists have done. The next is similar.
Okay.
But yeah, Andre put together this assembly station.
That's great.
So we wanted to kind of show,
cool.
just have like a station that visually showed, right, something being put together.
Yeah.
And this is some of Holden's art on the character models, what some of the ability traits might look like.
So Holden, I love this stuff. I want you to go, like, this is me personally, go a little bit further on the art. I would love it if like these horns changed the silhouette, so maybe even twice as big. So that, because right now they're all still roughly shaped like a box. The best silhouette change right now is this ram horn, which honestly, those could be like, the horns could be twice the size as well. I mean, really go all out. The feet, I actually had to look closely to see my little clawed feet. Anything you can do to actually change to the entire silhouette of those box. I kind of like the idea is if you're a robot, your initial state would be kind of like a cube, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're a little cube, and you grow up into something more complex and brutal. So even with those clawed arms, like what if the entire arms changed, are you thinking just like these little add-on things or like bigger changes?
We want it to get ridiculous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
I love that.
So good.
This little bouncy one is awesome. Like that'd be so fun to bounce around the level with that guy. Really cool.
And we're now working on like larger bodies, with different like shape language. So
Okay.
it will be like more diverse later.
I love it. It's not too
Good job.
it's not too early to get some sound effects into, and like I can just see that stuff, like that bouncy one, a little boing boing boing, like play with that stuff like early on. So when we talk about finding the fun, what do you guys think is the funnest aspect so far? What do you think is the coolest thing?
Well, from the start, it's always been sort of the freedom for the player to sort of choose their own parts and their own sort of path their creature takes. Like we said, we want to get really ridiculous. I think that's like where a lot of the fun lies, is seeing all the different parts you can add to your creature and how that affects combat and its survivability and some of the other things that we put in the game.
Dig it.
I think we're kind of at the point where we haven't, like, we're really excited for the flexibility that's coming soon that we
Yeah, I
can't
can
play
see that.
yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're right on the cusp of it, and we're
Yeah.
pretty excited. So
Oh,
we're
I can't
exploring
wait.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait to see next build.
Yeah, you're really close, and like what I want to see is how each of those abilities affects your movement in the game, because to me that's the fun. And then it's the divergent like path that you evolve through, right?
Exactly.
So and those systems are going to be key because of our short time frame to get those kind of figured out like ASAP. I would focus on what you just mentioned is the funnest part, is really hit that really hard this week. And I know we've really pushed hard on like less art and all that stuff. So I think that all kind of goes out the window now. Like this week, start getting all that stuff in there. We've gone through the prototyping stuff,
Yep.
and now because of our short timeline, it's time to start getting the game done. Some of the students, like I've gotten some messages on the side that have asked about what kind of, because for anyone watching, these are only like 5 or 6 student teams, and so there's not a lot. They've got artists, engineers, and producers working on this with their very varied skill sets, right? Some people have asked me, and Corinne, I'd love you to chime in, is what about bringing in outside animations? Like I know Mixamo has some defaults, or that this one's going to be very hard. You're definitely going to have to animate these yourself. But
I
for
mean, I think I could get behind maybe, I don't know, Gabe. I mean, textures are shaders, maybe. I don't know. Animated. I think animation just looks so boring if you get it from Mixamo.
well, especially for the 2 carrots, I would say here's the rule. I don't like having hard set rules. Like we've set those at the beginning. Your team needs to decide the bar you want to hit and how far you want to go with it. I will say, and this isn't this game, I'm just talking this universally, that there may be issues when you're explaining your work, when outside studios look at a game and they say, where did these art assets come from? And you would say, well, we got them from, the Unity store or the Unreal Marketplace. And they would say, did you not have artists on your team? Like what's going on? So you want to balance that. There's definitely a limit of how much you can produce throughout the semester. And I would say you should push back on the complexity and the amount of style of art rather than trying to get it from an outside vendor, right? So if it's an indie game, typically they're simple materials. They're more polygon structures. They're not as much into substance and all that stuff. And that's not because they can't do that. It's because they don't have time to produce all those assets. If you look back at that Zelda game we played a few weeks ago, that was one guy, 5 years, and it's not even a game, right? It's pretty, but it's not a game because you have to decide how to scope that in. So I would say to anyone wondering if they need to get textures and stuff from an outside source, think about how you can adjust your game to not have to do that. But then again, it's your game. You all decide how you want to go about it. There are some things like particle effects that I think you could bring in. Animation, I think you could start with Mixamo at this point and see if it works for you. But after that, like it may not. It may feel like it's a generic animation template for a generic game. So I'll stop on that tangent, but and we'll move on to the next game. But this game is looking fantastic. I'm sorry I had to go off on something that didn't have to do with your game, but I'm excited. I think you're spot on with the finding the fun, the things you said. I actually enjoyed just steering this little creature around. Like, you're already finding the novelty and the fun factor, and now it's just nailing those core objectives that you mentioned a little bit ago.
Yep, I think next build is going to be it.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Thanks,
you bet.
Good job. And I love the neon. I love it.
It's super cute. I love the simple art style. Well done. Okay. Where are we? Let me open up my folder here. Moving along to, we're going to play a little game, a game I like to call, or actually, I didn't name it. It's called Playtest, the game. What game is this really? I'll give it the proper name. Is this Connect?
Connect.
Okay. Naming conventions. They save lives. Okay.
Yeah, we are already in February 24th.
Oh, did you change? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's in the past. I thought maybe there was some significance to that date. Okay, let's check out the README.
It's something coming from the future.
Yes. So this is so let me pushing boxes to connect a target with both positive electrode and negative electrodes and light up bulbs. Press Z to undo, press R to restart.
Yay, there's an R.
Yeah, buddy. Okay. So here we go. So why don't I get the game started? You can tell us about your razor pitch. Oops, I pushed the wrong one.
Yeah, so it's basically like what you just read from the README. Like, Connect is a Sokoban-like puzzle game, which you need to connect bubbles to both positive and negative electron by pushing conductor boxes. And there are some boxes which like different functions in each level, which they could either help you solve the puzzle or block your way. So it's time to find a way to connect bubbles and light up the city.
Oh, this character is so cute. I want some animations on him so badly. And I know that we're moving along. This is just my wants, not expectations. Charging while connected with both positive and negative. So you give a little breakdown of what each box is. That's awesome. We've got bad conductors movable to become a wall after charging. Oh, interesting. All right, so we have different boxes. We need to move around. We need to connect the positive and negatives. So, Corinne, do you think it's weird that they look like there's electricity already going through them? Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, I think that what you're trying to do is connect the sides.
Right.
So yes, to me it makes sense that there is electricity.
Right. So I wonder.
You're not adding electricity. You're connecting.
Okay.
Right. You know, I was just thinking. Shafe, I was listening to you talk about Sokoban. Like, I wonder if that's a lot. I wonder who knows what that is. I think that there are a lot of people that don't know what those are. So I don't know if you want to have that in your razor pitch is all. So.
Okay.
I wonder if
you can just say a puzzle, right?
Oh, I just realized he's like a little light bulb type of looking dude.
Yeah.
That's super cute. So I was just saying, so as far as these, so you have the lit up ones, right? And the dull one that I can move. And I would consider maybe if they're not touching or connected to the other ones, it's maybe like a duller green, like not shiny at all.
Yeah.
So that one does connect.
It is lit up.
That's all. Oh, okay. That's cool. So I've just opened up my path. I thought this is great. So I'm going to go to the next one. So this is interesting, and I'm interested to see where you go, and I'm interested to see the feedback with this exploration puzzle thing. Like, what do I get when I do this? Like, is there a reward? I do like how when you hop off, you now have freedom of movement. But
and
when
I really like that. I just think that is so unique.
Okay, so that's a bad block that becomes a wall after. Oh, bad block. And I can hit R and it only affects the one I'm in, that's super awesome. Okay, so you're a bad block. So I did hit R.
Oh yeah, it's the lag.
Actually, they are glass,
Oh.
and when they connect with negative and positive, it will be.
Oh, it breaks them all. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So I'd seen that before, but I didn't. So why does it break all of them and not just the one I push over there? I mean, noob question here.
Yeah, that doesn't actually make sense.
Yeah, they're all charged, so like they're all break.
Yeah.
I think you might need to work a little bit on the visual, like why that would make sense visually. I mean, this is such a visual thing.
How come I can't go in there? Sadness. Oh, I've got to go from the. So I've got to go from the other side, but there's an indicator. I think it's okay because you already have established a game that we already know it's fun and the puzzles are fun. Now I get to just complain about the visual stuff. It's weird that you have these tall walls and then these short walls. And some of these, like I can go in here to complete this one, right? And then I can exit out of it.
I like the idea that there's a bunch of broken ones and maybe that's what you're
I do too. I do too, but then like this one, Corinne, this is an exit. This is an exit. So you need to gate me from being able to go in it. Like even having maybe a different colored gate block there or something.
Yeah, this is two kinds of level design. You guys that you've got going on here.
Oh, but I think that is the entrance because there's no other one. Maybe I'm just stuck there.
Mm.
They're off. They're also
maybe
off grid. Look at that. I think this is a bug because it's all.
This is a bug.
Okay. I'm complaining about a bug. I apologize. Bugs are okay.
This is super fun though. I really like being able to see all the different things, but you've got to have some sort of payoff, right? Why am I doing what I'm doing?
Oh, you've got to make this guy dance. He's got to be like, yeah.
And
every
also,
time.
like, am I opening up new stuff so I can see that? So you can have like little cutscenes or something? I mean, that sounds terrible. Don't do that because that'll just be a lot more work.
Okay, so
yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, we will have like some narrative thing,
Mm-hmm.
like after we solve the levels.
Great. I approve.
Wait.
Permission.
What did I do? What did I do? Messed it up. I messed it up. So I need to break these weird ones. I need to break these weird ones. I got it.
I start able to reset the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. There's a lag. Okay, so I solved it, my friend. Wait, that didn't solve it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it did it.
But I just trapped myself. Oh, no. Oh, look at that. Okay, what do I do with that? I'm going to take it somewhere.
You didn't light up the bulb.
Yeah, so remember, you're trying to light up the...
that light bulb.
No. Don't push the box out of the puzzle. There's a bug. There's a bug, sorry.
Oh, look at that.
You can go back to the level and press start.
I can't now. The lag is too...
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. There's no bugs.
It is so much fun. This is going to be great.
So this is awesome. What's your next step this week? I could say sprint, but what?
So actually, we want to find a new way to combine narrative and puzzles because we realize that the way we did now is not that reasonable, and just narrative part and the puzzle part, they are separately. So we want to find a better way to combine them together, but actually it needs some extra words. So we are still discussing about that. Gotcha. So find a better way. Yes, but I think we actually did a great job in the puzzle part. So we just need to still trying to get better in our narrative part. Yeah.
I think remember, narrative is your most flexible tool, so you can make it match what you have, what your capabilities are as a team, right? So don't add stuff. Narrative can really help you solve some of these problems about why you're doing what you're doing. So
yeah, but narrative is hard actually. Yeah, this narrative is not just mean some dialogue, some text. It means you have to make player have the immersion and make them believe they are in a really, I don't know how to say that, but narrative genre.
I do.
Yeah.
100%. I understand that. So, well, if you guys need any help, I can help. I might be able to help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've had a little tiny bit of practice with that.
So I'm having a lot of fun. I think one of the things to talk about in the next week or two is what's the reward system? What's the player motivation, the feeling that I've accomplished something? Like, we have all these rooms. One of my concerns, and I'm just throwing this out there, is so I cleared this room. I have no idea how many rooms are in this entire game or what my goal is or how it proceeds. There's no indication like from here, from this, and hopefully the lag is showing, from this vantage point right here, I as a player, I don't know what to do next. And this is always kind of my fear with this type of game where typically in puzzle games you complete one, it wipes the board, puts the new one back up. How can you guys bridge that gap with this type of gameplay to make what you're doing outside of this super interesting? Are there some little orbs you have to collect when you're in free form? I know you talked about little people you talk to. The game is fun, but now you have to figure out how the player gets to the next level and how you continue to feed the player and keep them engaged.
Well, I think electricity is your friend. Like, I think that part of the reason why you were solving these puzzles. You need more electricity to move forward or something like that.
So you have these little power chambers, right? And they could then light a line to like some central grid thing that you're trying to light up.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be, you could figure this out. I mean, just throwing this spitball on this out here, but you could have this in stages where maybe you have 10 levels, 10 of these little games in a pod, and you have to light up that central little thing. And you could do it points wise, so you don't have to light up every single one. But if you do, then you get the full 5 stars if you have them all lit before you move on to the next one. And that you could ramp up the challenge and the difficulty up with that. Really cool. Lots of fun stuff you could do.
Yeah. This is, I mean, obviously a very different game, but there are some similar mechanics in some of the Lego games where you solve a puzzle and you're trying to light up another gate. And so you just have colors. So I don't know if you guys have any of you ever played any of the Lego games? You might want to look at those. So
nice work. Awesome.
They're visually very compelling. Like, you have to get all 5 or 4 colors. And so you have to look for other things.
This is looking great.
Okay. So sorry to cut in, but we're planning to do like in the future by like a quest pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So both by a narrative or some kind of like collectible achievement pattern.
Yep.
So but definitely giving more visual cues are a new way that we didn't expect it. So we will definitely having a discussion about this.
Great. I think this is really like, I am not physically moving the character around. I want to be, but I can see it's fun and it's going to be a good, but I think that the ramping up of the difficulty in the puzzles is going to be really important because you don't want to get too hard too fast.
So we're gonna sort these puzzle levels and give those like very hard levels like an optional thing.
Right.
So they will not be like in the main quest. It will be the side quest something.
Great.
So you're not like you'd be inside of it.
Yeah, that's fun. That's actually like, I'm gonna challenge myself, So
yeah,
that's great.
Okay, someone just tell me to go right, and look how big this is. There are a lot. Holy cow!
Yeah, you guys have been working.
Yeah, this is super fun. Really good job, everybody. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, but if you guys need any help, kind of crafting any of that narrative stuff, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely need help.
I'm happy to consult.
So, okay.
Awesome. Great work. Okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, we're doing Echo and then Rewind, which is now Hunt. We're going to change the name. Oh man, my keyboard's not working. Oh, what happened? Stop.
I mean, it might not be hunt now. Things change.
Well, that's true. Cave hunt. Happy fun cave time. Okay.
It's one of my favorite games is The Cave. What'd you say, Renee? Sorry.
The game formerly known as Echo.
The game, yes. Okay, so we'll check out the build. Anybody want to give us a raise pitch while we get started?
So, Hunt is
You're very quiet, Renee.
Player. Oh, I am. Let me talk louder. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Hunt is a multiplayer asynchronous survival horror where players got to navigate through the dark while being hunted. So there are human players that are trying to cooperate to escape while they're being hunted by this mysterious monster.
All right. That sounds awesome.
So I'll walk you through our playtest. So as a reminder, this will not work if you don't have Steam open. You won't be able to join the server.
Oh, rightio. Okay. Do I need to restart it?
You shouldn't if you are, as long as you open Steam.
Okay, I'm gonna open Steam and then start it up again just in case.
So sorry about that limitation.
You know
It's
what?
The best way we've found to connect.
Yeah, and this is going to be published on Steam eventually, though, right?
Yes.
So that's okay. So that's not really a limitation. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a requirement because that's what you're using when you publish it. So that's cool. Yeah, for anyone listening, this is already a network connected game, which I'm pretty impressed at this point in the semester, or any point for a student game, and for that matter. Okay.
So we have two different things mainly to show you, and we'd love to hear feedback from today. To start with, we'll have you join as the human, so just click the join button.
Okay.
And right here we want you to walk through this little early sample of a more solid level experience.
All right. Okay. So I'm looking around. I've got my flashlight going. Got some beautiful rocks over here. A nice pillar. Oh, and I fell down. Did I fall through the floor?
Yes,
Okay.
That's going to be a trapdoor later, but right now it's just a floor with no collider.
Wait, I thought I heard some sounds too. I do some dripping sounds. It feels very cavey. Are these are the batteries, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll need to take 2 to the door.
Oh, I need to take them. E?
Yes.
And E. Wait, that one. So one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the door.
Yep. So just walk up to it, and we don't currently have the UI to show that you have it. But yeah. And,
oh, this is great. I'm in some underground facility. We've got this car here. That is a fantastic block-out car, by the way. If you want to know how to block out a truck, that is perfect. Okay, so here's another door, and I've got batteries. There are batteries everywhere. Eerie red lights are already giving me this feeling of fear. There's a hole over here. I'm just going to explore. It says surface processing mine, so that would take me down to the mine. Maybe. Oh yeah, I fell down. Okay.
All right, and I believe that takes you back to now. You're just in the rest of the level that you've been in before. I do want to show you one thing left on the monster, and then we'll have you switch over to the monster.
Yeah. Oh, is that the monster? Oh, I saw you.
Yep. And you'll notice that there's sounds when I get nearby.
That is cool. Okay. Already, Josh, your soothing voice in this game is, and seeing that monster, actually, I'm starting to get creeped out a little bit more than I have on past builds. So the space, there you are. So I just flashlighted you, right?
Making me sick.
Like sick, like nauseous?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? That's not good.
No. I'm going to look away for a minute.
Avert your eyes. Okay, there's another battery. So you're just a free-floating monster, right?
Yes, for now.
So this is interesting, Corinne, because I usually get sick on, like... It's because you're not controlling the camera, I think. And I'm looking around so much.
Whoa. I'm just look on the side.
And I can't help it because I'm looking for the monster. So I can't not...
No, you're fine.
Jerk the camera around.
And you can hear that hissing noise I'm making is me prepping to attack you.
Oh, that is awesome!
So you can hear that I'm charging an attack on you, and you have to watch out.
So I feel like less scared to just run for it.
Yeah.
Although this is the endless tunnel. What? What? Where are you?
That is a long tunnel.
That is creepy. Okay, now you're gonna attack me, I think.
I'm not, because of another system that I need to show you when I'll show you when we switch to the monster.
Holy crap! This is making me so sick.
In the best way. In the best way. Okay, you keep hissing at me. So these corn doors are exceptionally long, and there, you got me.
There, I got you. I finally built up enough fear, which is the mechanic that I'll introduce when we switch to the monster.
Oh, sweet! I love it.
So if you want to restart it, I'll restart the server real quick, and you can play as the monster and see that new system.
Okay, let's do this.
I'll let you know when the server's up. Yeah, it's a good idea, Archer, to play with the FOV. We haven't really tried to do that yet.
Yes.
So if you want to click spawn as monster, that little checkbox, and then click join, and you should join.
I love how you are continuing to iterate on this to find the fun, for sure. I think
for the other people who were going to join as humans, if you want to join in now, so that he can play with the full set of 3 humans.
Sweet. I'm excited to kill you. Okay, so attack is right there. That is cool. Okay.
Guys, I don't think you need to go down the road of, like, I think it's me watching, not playing. So, like, I will play and I'll tell you if I'm getting sick. I will tell you that we recently just got the new Oculus, the brand new one, brand new, and that doesn't make me sick. So I feel like I feel like there's something else going on.
So is that a battery or a person?
That's a battery.
Oh,
they're differently shaped. They're slightly differently shaped. I know it's a little hard.
They're slightly differently shaped.
It'll be much better when we actually have
there you
go.
go.
And power cell bombs.
No,
right
for sure.
Wait,
did you just get me?
A little explanation of the system. You'll see on the right you have that gain fear to attack system.
Yeah.
So now the monster can first of all, humans can't revive themselves anywhere near as easily anymore. But the monster can no longer attack right out. So there's certain actions that are such as getting close to the human that build up fear.
You got me
when
again.
You get to that red bar, you'll have enough fear to attack. But you lose all your fear when you get seen. So you have to be really stealthy and creep around them without them seeing you.
Well, now I feel like the hunted. You've switched it, which is
we're playing around with the roles to try and find what's more fun for most people.
I like it. I like it. Okay, there.
This one is making me far less sick because I think it's I think the lines were making it hard.
Oh, interesting.
Good to know.
So, how high can I go? Oh, nice. Where are the other people at?
They were down that hall.
Down this one?
Yeah. Well, I have lag. And then
for the others that are played, stay separated apart a little bit because
it's
a little bit untuned, so it's hard for him to survive.
So it's moving. I can't move forward. I'm like,
you are moving forward. It's just there's no this hallway.
Of course.
It isn't great without the texture.
So I just want to see how the fear builds up.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. Let me see if you can figure out without me telling you how the
wait. Did someone just
the events that build up fear are?
Okay. Yeah, once you have like stalactites and stuff on those walls, I'll be able to see that I'm going through it. But since they're all flat, it's like I'm not moving.
Yeah. No, that's a known issue.
Okay. So supposedly there were people down here. So this is interesting. I think one of the things you could play with, I don't know if it's a good idea, because I'm getting flash lighted so fast, is maybe I'm not visible when I'm not doing my attack.
That's the thought. Yeah, I think we when we tune things, I think we tuned it so that the monster dies far too quickly.
Yeah.
And we need to give the monster a little more agency now that they can't do it. But yeah, we're playing around with what feels the best for all players involved. And this was this week's iteration of trying that.
No, this is cool. This is a huge, I mean, it's a huge adjustment, which I think there's tons of questions to answer now, and you're finding a lot of the fun. This is great. What is this? Big rocks. What is someone? Oh, you were doing that. Okay, so my fear meter's going up, right?
Yep.
So, ever so slowly. Do I have to be pointing on someone?
You do not. So here, if you could real quick, this would be super helpful for me. If you could tell me what you think gets you fear right now.
Yeah, awesome. So I thought you had to be like pointed at somebody and
proximity
and make the hissing sound. Is it just proximity?
So there are 3 things that currently give you fear. One is proximity. So if you're just near it, you get it slowly, and the closer you are, the faster it builds up. One is proximity while hissing. Hissing gets you at much faster. If you're close when you hiss. So if you get right behind them and hiss, you should be able to really quickly get the fear. But of course, then they'll just turn around and kill you.
Okay.
And the last one is that if they're seeing you, you build up fear really quickly. So if they look at you and you survive.
Okay.
You get that. And we're still tuning the numbers on this. I think
so. We've got that
build up is a little slow.
Yeah, this is pretty slow.
Time is a little fast.
This is pretty slow. So it's just a tuning thing, but I get it. Yeah, I think it needs to be relatively rapid and maybe like just kind of tiered to like a 1, 2, 3. I can attack, but I think it's going to take some tuning.
I mean, I feel like I always talk about like the narrative of this. I'm sorry. I obviously that's my lens, but so let's just step back just a teeny bit. Okay, so if you are in a place and you know that there is something hunting you, you are afraid, right? And so I think that
maybe you are.
If you know that the monster is getting stronger in a way because you're afraid, that's a little upside down to me.
How so?
So you could use your I am not afraid and not, I mean, do you know, maybe it's not fear. Maybe it's exhaust, like from their oxygen tanks.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you see what I mean? I mean, am I making this harder for you guys? I'm sorry.
It's their soul.
No, it's all good feedback.
It's their essence. I don't know. It's cool though. I think you're getting that like risk reward mechanic like down. I think it's a huge jump. Mm-hmm. What that is, Corinne will tell you later on. I think just make sure that this is fun. Like getting that tuned, I think is the most important thing because, like Corinne said, we can work the story part out later.
Yeah. So we're working on iterating this. We currently feel that this fear system that we have is a good direction going forwards. Although of course it very clearly needs to be tuned, and we're working and we're going to work to try and iterate on getting the humans to behave in a way that's more fun for all players involved. Because what the fear system mainly accomplishes is what we think it accomplishes.
Yeah.
Is to try and get the monster to behave in a way that's fun for everyone, both the monster and the humans. And now we need to get the humans to behave in that way.
Or get rid of the humans.
Also an option.
I mean,
we're keeping options open while playing around.
The humans are afraid. They are afraid. So the sound, I think the hissing is actually really interesting because they know you're getting them more afraid. Keep going. I guess where I'm going with this.
Yeah, you have a great momentum, so I think keep up on that. That's great.
Okay, thank you.
Hunt Spider Bat's Revenge, says Archer Zero.
Well, thank you for the feedback.
Very good. Awesome. Okay, so next up is Rewind. Anybody from Rewind hanging out?
Woohoo! Yeah.
Acha.
All right, let's hear what's up with Rewind.
Yeah, so currently where we're at, Rewind is a puzzle platformer in which the player is utilizing a climbing rope and a tow winch in order to rewind themselves and help them navigate through a dangerous cave to find their lover.
Their lover. All right, I like it. Little romance here.
She's trapped. She has to save her.
Okay, is this controller or is it? I guess it's.
I sure hope it's WASD.
Okay.
I sure hope you can. Okay, good.
No, I actually have 2 keyboards sitting on my desk. I'm like, it's not working. Okay, so here we go. So this looks like I should be able to make up this ramp, but not very well, and I can't. So that's great. That's fine. Okay, so control is to deploy rope. Alt, pull character to the hinge if rope is deployed. E, topple or lasso. F, hold or drop item, and R to restart. So many things. Okay, so I deployed my rope.
And in order to kind of help that, I don't know if it's in this build yet, but are you able to see like the little tool tips if you walk up to the points?
Let's find out. No, and I made it up. So that's weird. So this is me being picky, but I made it up that ramp down below. But I can't make it up. Yeah. That's the exact same angle.
Yeah, I should probably make that different. I just set that there as if you like slid down into this level of we made this level we kind of put everything that we had in it to see how they played together, all the mechanics that we had.
Yeah.
And the idea was you slid down from the previous level into this one.
Oh, see, that's fine. I think that this one should be a gate though. If I go down this, I shouldn't be able to come back up. So it should just have the same. It should read the same.
Okay.
So like you could make like this makes sense. Like when you define your mechanics of how high you can. I mean, you could angle that a little bit higher, and then it would really read that you can't make it up. But I would say if you slide down something like that and you can't go up, you just make that the same everywhere.
It could be a texture.
Yeah.
Too, if it's easier.
Okay, so I just hit.
Like.
I hit E to do that. Okay, and control.
I really want to see these tethers not go around. I mean,
I accidentally reset. Okay, so I didn't need to do that at all. I could just come up to this. Oh, I need to do an anchor first. Okay, so I did need to do that. So control tethers. I'm just trying to get this in my mind.
Yeah, this was seen as like a slice of, so there was tutorials before this and then something after this, but I literally thought, what would, if there were 5 levels, the 3rd level look like? Mm-hmm. And just sliced through there. So it might take a second or 2.
So last time we played this, did we talk very much? Did we talk about Lara Croft Go on this one?
Yes.
Or is that okay? So what if, and don't get upset. Just sit down.
You're gonna get upset.
What if the player actually just moved on a grid system on this?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's so puzzly right now. There's like you move on a grid and then you would slide down that. And now you can't get back up.
I like the wiggling of the tether. I think that'd go away.
That's true. So that is nice. I actually hate using WASD on angles because I feel like I'm doing that. Everyone always says, "Oh, really?" I just don't like the whole up. I don't like moving diagonal on those.
You've not put enough bastion or something.
I guess not. I guess that.
When we were presenting on Tuesday, I didn't show off some of the stuff that our artists had done. Right now, we have some sort of post processing in that we want to like try and figure out how to get the game to look. So if you press 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your keyboard, it'll change how the world looks, and we're trying to find like a kind of an artistic style for how to have things. You can press them differently. So like if you have all of them, it does a bunch, but if you can press 4 and it gets rid of 4s, and if you press 2, it gets rid of 2s.
Oh, interesting.
So you can kind of figure out. Yeah, it's like a toggle. So
I kind of like this one. Just the line.
So I think that one's 3. Yeah. It's very vector based.
Yeah, I like the vector one. I think the 1 and 3 might work. So I just threw that box off, and I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I saw that and that worried me because now there's no way for you to get up to the door.
You know what I really like about the puzzle potential in this is that, like, if you had a certain, I'm sure you guys have already thought about this, but if you can only go a certain distance, and so you have to push really hard to grab something that's just out of reach, you know, that I think that's a really good emotional beat.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Because right now we just have it as you could technically do the whole level attached to any of the
anchor, right?
Yeah. So we were thinking about adding like length to the rope, or maybe some sort of like elasticity, like limit to the rope, so it can only stretch so far.
Well, and think about how like bungee cords actually work, right? So like if you have a really long rope and you go around a corner, and you will have like it's not collision. I can't think of the word. Like it won't do that on the. It won't go across the. I mean, it's going to go around the wall, right?
Yes.
So that could create complexity for the puzzle. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, we think when we add in like features into the environment, that will be what the rope is kind of getting caught on more than just like the blocked out level.
Yeah, I think that getting caught on it is going to be a big part of your puzzle mechanic.
Gabe, I see on Twitch you're walking with the boulder.
Shh.
Okay. All right.
No, really. What should I do?
If you press Alt, you get flung back.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So
I tried to make it seem like I'm walking with this boulder and I know it goes here, and that's really horrible. But if you press Alt and you get, which is the main mechanic, you get flung back.
So that was super fun when I flung back, and
actually a rewind. That's good.
Yeah, more of that, and I think for sure the fact that I didn't really understand it, I think at this point is fine. You explained it to me. I'm like, oh, it makes sense now. You can always answer that stuff in tutorials later on. Yeah. So that's perfectly fine. That was fun. Okay, so now.
I love the flying.
He pulls that down.
Very fun.
Partly, Corinne, and I know you're against this, but I think the grid based thing is only because you don't need. You can make the rope jiggle every time you move. You don't have to do that.
What does that do for you? Why would that help?
Because it solves more puzzle problems. If you're on a grid base, then it actually allows the designer, like it confines the design to where you have this finite play space, and it actually helps the player understand better what to do, because you have this set grid that you can only move on X spaces. It really aesthetically, I just think I like it, but I'm not telling you guys to go down that road at all. But to me, it creates did I mess up? It creates modular pieces and all that stuff too.
So my initial thought is, or as a designer at least, grid equals good. Grids are incredible. But I'm wondering if maybe the puzzle can be designed on a grid, and seeing how we can preserve like this free movement and like not imposing on that with the grid as well. Like maybe seeing how that works first, and then maybe even having iteration where movement is
Monument Valley. Like that is definitely a grid, but it feels like you can move around. Right?
I'm rocking this game, guys. I don't know what.
Hit Alt. You get back.
No, it doesn't. I broke it.
Oh, whoa, you did. I lag. Hello.
No, it says press Alt to return to anchor from down here. See, it is cool. You have like the grid. Maybe you could just give the idea of a grid wherever the play space is, but then you have things like those rocks down there that you would never go to, right? So it's kind of separates it.
It's so frustrating. It's like I want to go there because there's usually something in the middle, and that you have to find another like workaround for. There's like something glowy.
So I just thought, okay, so we'll do that. We'll get my key, and then don't make the mistake I made again. So when you get to this point, like I don't understand why I'm still tethered to this crazy faraway thing. So I don't know if there's a way to section out the puzzles so that you have to get to the new tether point before you can like progress in the puzzle. I don't know. Or make those have a little bit more meaning than right now. You're using those to kind of tether the object that you're pulling down. But I think they need a little bit more meaning. I'm not sure what that is.
I mean, that's the gym you're in, so.
Right. But even in the beginning puzzle, but this is that puzzle was super fun. We got a door, we've got boulders, we got planks, different ramps. Okay.
You know what I really want is for you to wrap around a thing and then shoot things to hit people.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like stretch your tether around a thing and then be able to go back and go bing. That's probably for next year.
So part of the grid stuff I think that you can't do as well, you can do it with this, Corinne, is like in Lara Croft they have like if I step on this one and now I step on the next grid, that previous grid is gone. And that makes sense for this tethering one too, because I needed to make sure I was tethered to the right pole in order to make it through this puzzle. I don't know. Yeah. I think it would just open up more design choices for you. But that's just a theory. A nerd theory. I don't know. I can't remember what that guy says. But really good progress. What are your plans for this week?
So we've had some of the engineers working on, while this was being made, we thought maybe there's like a ledge climb if we're doing cave exploration. A lot of people, or one of our engineers has been working on, let's say you pick up that relic on the left there, the key, and the world changes around you. We liked that idea, the feedback that we were given on Tuesday or Thursday. A period of time ago. We love the idea that the world changes or maybe shifts. And so the environment, or maybe certain parts of the environment change. So you've already, let's say an example would be you pushed that boulder back and you filled that gap to get a key, but there was another pathway kind of divergent that you saw on your way there. And after you picked up the key, the world shifted, and now you have to find how to get how to fill that space and get across to a door that you couldn't get to before you got the key.
I like that. So the point, I think this is like one of those meaning things. Like I know that I have to be strung to this one in order to do the boulder puzzle. Yeah. So I like, and I took me a while to even realize that, but it just makes sense, right? So now potentially I can, yeah, that works just right. More stuff like that. That's awesome. Really good job. I think you're really coming along. The main character, does it, I'm looking at the Unreal Mannequin, but what is the...
We have on Tuesday we showed a lot of concept art. Anne's working on kind of making making strides. We have concept art for how we want the character to look, but making a few strides in that. We're hoping that we have something that's not the Unreal character pretty soon. So.
Cool. Well, I am super happy. This is a really fun exploration level to start working out those puzzles. I'm excited to see what you do next. Really good job. Everybody, really good job today.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, so that was the last game, right? So Corinne and I will go back and hang out in Zoom. If you have any other questions or anything, we can talk to you there. Otherwise, hopefully this was helpful for everybody, and you can now go forth, plan for your week, and get ready for the next sprint.
Excellent work, everybody. Making very nice progress.
All right. We'll see you all in Zoom, and anyone who stopped by to just check out these games, thanks for stopping by. Next sprint will be in 2 weeks, and there's going to be massive, awesome changes to these games.
Super fun.